I've had an awful lot of you subscribers who have suggested to me that because my channel content has changed dramatically and because I'm no longer reviewing Chinese guitars per se in the way that I was, certainly I didn't buy a fake, in inverted commas, since about 6 months after starting this channel, and it's been 4.5 years since I've bought one. 5 years I've been going, and people have suggested that I should think about changing my channel name. So I'm going to put that to the vote. I have already asked on the YouTube community section, and there the majority it was up to me, but those that answered yes or no, 26% versus 3%, were in favour of changing the channel name. So I've got a few as a option for you, and there will be a link in the description down below to go to the China Guitar Sceptic website and to vote on the new name. I've also done something else. I've left the name China Guitar Sceptic there. So it's entirely up to you guys and girls whether you really would like to see me change the name of this channel. I'm quite happy to, actually, and in some respects I wouldn't mind doing it. And in fact, I have bought a .co.uk domain name just for that purpose, of my favourite. But I would like you to pick it, so I'm not going to tell you what that favourite is. I want you to decide what you think would be a good name for this channel. And if the majority of you still choose China Guitar Sceptic for whatever reason, I'll respect that. But follow the link down below, get involved. I really would like to see at least a good 200 votes on that. Another unboxing. This one for a friend on YouTube, RMZZZ76, who requested that I review this guitar. So let's get straight on and do the unboxing. Oh. It's a smaller box. It's a smaller box. And it says on the side, cigar box guitar. So what's all that about? Well, I can tell you, it's Harley Benton. And what's more, I can tell you, it comes with a really beautiful brown or light brown, kind of fawny colour gig bag, which smells peculiar, but there we are. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. They didn't finish the O and the N of Benton. Not a problem. Or maybe they've given you a start in picking that out. I don't know. And as usual, in case of fire, rescue my guitars. Good-o. So, let's have a look in the front pocket first. Let's see if there's anything in there. Nope, it's an empty pocket. So, let's open up the case and find out just what this is and what it's like. So, it is obviously, from the shape of the bag, an acoustic, and the fact that you only get the one Allen key. And what's more, it is a tiny, tiny travel acoustic. Okay, so there we are. This is the Harley Benton GS Travel Mahogany. And there we are, there's a Czech reference there, service listing, quality inspection, and the Harley Benton little tag on the headstock, which we were, or I should say, little cardboard tag around the bottom E tuner, which we'll take off and chuck out the way. There is plastic protection on this pickguard, but this is the GS Travel Mahogany, and it probably looks really stupidly small on me. So let's find out a little bit about it. It is a steel strung guitar. It's a mini travel grand symphony, that's what it's called. The body is selected mahogany, which is something that I cannot pronounce, but will be no doubt up here or up here somewhere for you to look at. It has got an arched back. There we go, and it has got a nice arched back. The neck is natto, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that, and it is a V profile, which I can confirm. There's a very definite V-shaped profile on the back of the neck. The scale is 596 millimeters, and I will put the conversion into metric for you, sorry, into imperial for you, just here, somewhere around here. And the nut width is 43 mil, so it's a fairly standard size nut. The fretboard is blackwood, which is, I believe I'm right in saying, a baked maple. It's got 20 frets with dot inlays. There they are. And the bridge is also blackwood, again, which I believe is a baked maple. And there's walnut binding on the body and the headstock. I can't see any binding on the headstock, but I think that may be a walnut veneer on the headstock. I like the little Harley Benton logo on that. That's really quite sweet. The machine heads are black deluxe die-cast machine heads, and I particularly like the black look on the front. So die-cast a la Goto type tuners, and the strings are HB scale 10 to 47s. The colour is natural satin matte, and it includes, as we saw, a gig bag. So, first impressions are that this is quite a matte finish on this. It's not a shiny finish. I like the look and the size of this. This actually, as well as being a good travel guitar, would suit a younger player. So you can maybe see where my mind is going on this. And certainly there don't seem to be any flaws in it. I quite like the simplicity of the instrument. It looks to me like it is not laminated. The wood on the front and on the back looks to be solid. The neck has got a heel joint here, but it looks nice and finished. There's no blemishes on this at all. It's the first Harley Benton I think that I've had where there's not an immediately obvious blemish in it anywhere, unless I'm missing it. Like the stripe detail there as well across the strap peg. The neck has got a decent volute, and it looks to me like the volute also just conceals a scarf joint which runs right the way through the headstock, which is peculiar, and I'm not quite sure why they would have done that, or if I'm that keen on that. But it's a nice looking guitar. It's pretty light. We will weigh it in a moment, and we will tune it up and give it a little play. But certainly the first impressions are it's very, very nicely made. Let's take this plastic off of the pick guard, otherwise people will think that it's not a nice finish. In fact, the pick guard is meh in terms of cutting. It's a bit better than the Chinese. I don't know where this is made. I can't see a mark on it where it's made. It doesn't say on the back either. And it doesn't say in the description where it's made. There's nothing inside. It just says Harley Benton, established 1998. GS Travel Mahogany. So if you know where it's made, please let me know in the comments down below. It's got a very interesting V-brace in the body there, and also there is the truss rod adjuster just inside the body in the sound hole on the neck. Oh, do we have our first little blemish? Yes, we do. Just a little blemish under the lacquer there, and I don't know if that, it's come off. It was just something stuck to it, and similarly on the pick guard, it's a little mark on the pick guard. So there we have it. Let's weigh it, and let's also get it tuned up. Today's extras. George Harrison's first electric guitar up for auction. This image, provided by Julian's Auctions, shows George Harrison's first electric guitar. The auction house says that Harrison played the Hofner Club 40 when the Beatles played around Liverpool, England as the Quarrymen. George Harrison traded his acoustic for the electric model with Ray Ennis, who was a member of the Swinging Blue Jeans. Harrison donated it to a band competition in 1965, and it was won by a member of a German band who unfortunately died in 2017. And his widow has put this up for auction. The auction house estimates that it will sell for between $200,000 and $300,000 US. A similar auction is on at the same time. A 1965 Fender Telecaster, owned by the band's Robbie Robertson, and had been played by Harrison, Eric Clapton and Bob Dylan, is also on the block, and it estimates to sell between $400,000 and $600,000 US. Both auctions will take place at New York's Hard Rock Cafe on May the 19th. And if you're going to be bidding, I wish you the very best of luck.
One man, one channel, one desire for truth about quality guitars. China Guitar Sceptic.
So back, and I have tuned it, and I have weighed it, and it weighs an incredible 90 grams, which is pretty impressive. A very, very lightweight guitar, and actually for the size of it, it projects quite well, and it's got quite a nice little tone. It is, as you would expect, somewhat tinnier and more top-endy, trebly, with good high definition compared to a full-size acoustic, but it is tiny and it's cute. So it is a nice. Oh, I've already scratched the pick guard. Never mind. For a travel guitar, something that's small that you can throw in the back of the car or take with you on your plane journeys and whatnot, it's a nice idea. And I have to say, it plays quite nicely. The action, I would suggest, is high-ish. For most players, it's pretty much where I like an acoustic, which is about 2.5 mil, which, yeah, I know a lot of people will not like that, but I'm quite happy with it. The nut is a nice solid, it's plastic, definitely plastic, but it's a good solid dense plastic nut, which is quite nice. I've no idea how well these tuners are going to retain their tune, but certainly for the first few minutes of playing it, I've just noodled about on it a little bit, and it seems to have held its tune really nicely. The bridge is a compensated bridge, so it's all sat down. I don't know how that... Intonation seems to be fairly close, and yeah, it's a nice little guitar. I think this could come in really handy, and certainly my intention is to give you a better recording on a video coming up, but also this, I hope, might inspire my children to pick up this and play it. I'm going to leave it laying around the house and see if one or all of them decide that it might be quite fun to play. And while it does suit little fingers because of the short scale length, I've got relatively small hands, really, and this fits really quite nicely with my fingers. I've got no problem. That's one of the joys, of course, of a short scale length. You can get some ridiculous bends, and to be able to bend on an acoustic guitar just like you would on an electric guitar, I can see being quite a lot of fun as well. So a really nice little guitar, and I am surprised, and I think you will be, when I come back and do a proper sound test with proper mic placement on this. I think you're going to be surprised, as I have been, at how full-bodied this sounds for such a small guitar. Now, I think a lot of that is to do with the mahogany. Mahogany does give you a darker tone on acoustic guitars. I'm not going to get dragged into the tone wood debate, save to say that on acoustic guitars, the wood makes a huge difference to the tone, and particularly you've got the slightly brighter resonance of a spruce top, because there's so much on an acoustic guitar of the wood that affects the tone, because really the way that this works is the vibrations are transferred through the bridge onto the top of the guitar, and that acts as the soundboard and moves. You've also got the sound resonating out of the sound hole, and also from the back and the sides of the guitar to a lesser degree projecting out of that sound hole. So the wood really makes a huge difference on an acoustic guitar, even to the extent of the neck wood and the way that the construction of that neck and joint to the body actually makes a huge difference on the transfer through of resonant frequencies from the nut to the bridge and into the body and out of the sound hole and from the sound board, which is on the front. All those things can make a difference on an acoustic guitar, even, dare I say, the pickguard. But then I'm sure I'm going to get some comments down below. But this is a really nice little guitar. Very impressed with the Harley Benton brand still. The more of them I buy, the more impressed I am, and they've done a really nice little job with this travel guitar. I believe this cost me 90 euros. I'll put the price here because I can't remember exactly how much, but it was certainly very, very cheap. Very, very good value. There is a little bit of sharpness, I'll be perfectly honest, on the fret ends. That could be slightly better finished. I don't think it's anything like as pronounced as it was on the B450 bass, but that was a decorative guitar. This is A stock. This is not B stock or decorative. This is full-on retail standard guitar. And I have to say that for the price and the fact that you get a little travel case with it, your budding little Ed Sheerans will love this guitar, and it's got a really nice tone. And I'm going to do a live video soon as well, where I'm going to give you some very, very interesting survey results. Firstly, on the Martin video takedown that I had, the community guidelines strike from Martin, and you voted on how you felt about that. But very interesting results too on the what guitar brand do you think is effectively overpriced, most overpriced? And the results of that are very eye-opening. So I'll be back with those, and also the demo of the green CST 24 Harley Benton PRS clone really soon. In the meantime, really hope you like this, really hope you've enjoyed the unboxing. Certainly my friend RMZZZ76, you did ask, I did it. So I hope this has been particularly useful for you, my friend. And if anybody else has got any ideas of what they would like to see me do with the channel as well as the name, then please, as always, put your comments down below. And also, if you've liked this video, why not give it a thumbs up for me? And if you've really liked it and you're not already, consider hitting that subscribe button and also click the bell icon to get notifications when I release a new video. I'll be back with another one real soon. In the meantime, you take good care, friends.